anxious people who are anxiously attached are very attuned to people.
You know, they take their own, what would I do, and they apply it to others. And so if others do something in a certain way, they're like, I would only do that if I was really mad at that person. They must be mad at me.
Right. Mm-hmm. They're very caring, often selfless to a fault.
Yes.
They will exhaust themselves, trying very hard not to be a burden.
If you are able to communicate directly with them and let them know what it is that you're really needing or wanting from them, like, hey, you know what, I've had a bad day. Can I get a hug? And they will hop on that so quick, you know, or I'm needing this or that. They're like, okay, you know, and they make that happen. Welcome everyone back to another episode of The Lighter Side of Heavy Things, a podcast where myself, Chris Clark, along with my co-host here, Dwayne Horton, two therapists at Pinnacle Counseling Center, taking time out of our weeks to discuss those lighter sides of the heavier things that we tend to deal with. And, you know, today we're diving into or continuing a little bit regarding that attachment style stuff, right, that we've been discussing. And we decided why not do a segment on if we had two anxious attachments getting together in a relationship, and what does that look like?
Yeah. And like you said, it's a continuation, because to me this is a foundational principle.
Right.
The idea of what connects human beings, why are relationships so important? Is isolation really a good idea for human beings?
Yeah.
All those things are not. And I think that's why we're continuing this, and it will also become a big part of our discussions. Maybe not as overtly, but throughout everything we do, because this is critical of an issue,
right, and
a topic in all forms of therapy. So
yeah, and you know, we should let the audience know that this is actually our second recording of this.
Yeah,
we recorded this a week ago, and then went to edit this week to get it out, and apparently we lost it all. So we decided,
second one's going to be better, though.
That's right.
You just roll with the punches sometimes. It's just funny. Like, it's been a kind of a crappy week. Not crappy. That's definitely an over-exaggeration. But there's definitely been like, really? That's happening? Now this?
Yeah.
Now this? Like, you got to learn to adapt.
That's right. That one thing after another. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's always... It's never a dull moment around here.
That's true.
Never a dull moment. So this one, Mikey and Kiki will be both anxious in this story.
Yes,
right?
Good old Mikey and Kiki.
And the important part is to remember that anxious attachment styles does not equal bad.
No.
And it also does not mean that they are highly anxious people.
No. They do have tendencies, but it's not hand in hand.
Right. It's not a one-to-one correlation, right? Actually, I was looking over Mary Ainsworth's stuff the other day again. What was the name she gave it? Do you remember?
The anxious attachment?
Yeah. And Shaver also switched a little bit to kind of avoid that. I thought, I should bring that in. Well, you know me and names.
Yeah. It was... What was it?
Well, I'd say it started with an R, but I wouldn't go with that.
Yeah. A lot of things that start with R.
Well, I bet most of the time I'm wrong.
Well, we could always pull out Google real quick.
Yeah, why don't you Google it real quick while I do that? But so kind of what an anxious style looks like. It is anxious people who are anxiously attached are very attuned to people. They are aware of their surroundings. They know the exits in the stores. They know what's going on because it's about that safety. But they're also very attuned to their partners. They notice body language. They notice tone of voice changes. And when they notice those, the problem with it is that it turns often inward. They make it like this idea of...
She's ambivalent resistant.
That's it. Resistant. Hey, it was an R.
Yeah.
I was going to say resistant, but I was like, that doesn't make sense. But that's what it is.
Yeah, she called it, so they're secure, and then the insecure avoidant, insecure ambivalent resistant.
Yes.
And then the insecure disorganized was later put in.
Yes.
Anyways.
But when they see a partner's tone of voice change, they automatically think, "Oh crap, I did it." Right? They would relate very well to the kind of an internal cue of like, "I am bad" or "I'm a burden." Right?
Yes. This is a problem.
Yeah, I gotta fix it. They're quick to fix things too. They're very caring, often selfless to a fault.
Yes.
They will exhaust themselves trying very hard not to be a burden, which then creates some funny spirals.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's important in understanding that aspect of their attachment is what causes at times some of the struggles that they experience, because they take their own what would I do, and they apply it to others. And so if others do something in a certain way, they're like, I would only do that if I was really mad at that person. They must be mad at me.
Right.
And because they rely a lot on that reciprocity within relationships. And if things aren't being reciprocated in the way that they would reciprocate things, then, what did I do?
Well,
what's going on?
But it's not only like what's going on, but it's also a source of contention. It's like, well, if you were sad, I would come and sit by you and talk to you and let you word vomit, right? Why aren't you doing that for me? Must not care.
That's right. I would only not ask more questions if I was mad at you.
Right.
So you must be mad at me.
And so that implication then starts to spiral out of control. So, I mean, in all of these, there's obviously big area where it could create a lot of chaos.
Right.
And contention and strain on a relationship. And this is where communication is absolutely essential. Because if they can learn to communicate well, then they can bypass a lot of these things. And they can create a really fun and happy relationship.
Yes. Very happy.
Oh, yeah, and meaningful, right? And then as a partner, as a couple, they will become more secure together. That base will become, as they start to work well together and find their flow together, they will rely on that base very heavily. Yeah. Whenever there's tension at work or whatever, they'll be like, oh, I can go home and it's safe for them.
Yes.
And that is, I mean, the word safe is kind of one of those words, is like the word trigger. For me, it starts to get old in the world of therapy. But it is. That's like the best description of it. It's a place they can be home, like Cheers.
Yes.
Like where everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're old enough to
Three's Company. Yep.
And so
good old Cheers.
It's a place that you could just go and be. And that is so extraordinarily meaningful because it creates community. It creates a place of detox. It creates a place of just, if I need to just, veg tonight and grab my, I don't know, are bonbons still a thing?
Yeah.
Made me think of Legally Blonde.
Yeah. Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't thought about those in a long time.
But, and you're very right in what you're saying, that persons with anxious attachments can make very attentive and meaningful partners in relationships, because they will at times, I mean, if you are able to communicate directly with them and let them know what it is that you're really needing or wanting from them, like, hey, I've had a bad day, can I get a hug? And they will hop on that so quick, or I'm needing this or that. They're like, okay, and they make that happen. And it's oftentimes without any sort of drama, fight, or anything, because again, that helps them, because that's all they're wanting in the relationship is to help you. Yeah.
And that's honestly something I was thinking about with some of the other stuff I was doing when I was working at that stuff. I was like, marriage and relationships as a whole is a very unique dynamic as a relationship, right?
Right.
You don't find these relationships in the world, in like pretty much anywhere, because a relationship, a marriage, is a partnership of equals. Now, equals does not mean that all burdens are shared equally. Sometimes a partner is carrying 40%, one's carrying 60%. But it means that their say is equal. Yes. Their opinion is equal. Everything is valid that way. You don't find that in businesses and corporations.
No.
Because that means I mean, corporations that do that tend to fail quickly because both people could go and spend as much money as they want, and that's usually what happens, and they go bankrupt because there's no one to rein in that.
Yes.
Right? But it's a place where the two of them can work together as equals to solve whatever their problems are. And so there's no one right way to do it because every relationship is different. So as I was kind of conceptualizing this, like secure people kind of understand that, like your needs matter, my needs matter. The anxious people, when we work with them, what I try to get them to do is recognize they understand completely, like, and let me come back to that. Secure, why that's important that two secures understand your needs and my needs matter is they can kind of understand naturally, okay, if I need something, I can ask for it, right?
Right.
The anxious people, they don't get that.
No.
They understand very well your needs matter. But instead of it being on a 50-50 scale, they're going to say, your needs matter 95% of the time, mine's only 5%. If that. Right? So you have to like, wait a second, you got to come back on this. And that's very hard for them because they're so loving.
Yes.
And they're like, wait, but if I don't do that, they're not going to know I love them, and then they're going to abandon me. Like, nah, let's test it.
Yeah.
Right? Let's release this pressure that's on you and see what happens and how much fun it can come.
Yeah, I mean, it's very common for individuals with an anxious attachment, right? If we're talking about, negative core beliefs maybe that they struggle with, that I'm not good enough or, I don't matter, man, those are tops of the charts for them.
And I was thinking about that with the avoidant people. Instead of, they're kind of the opposite. They say, my needs matter because I must protect myself. So you're like maybe like 20% of the time. Right?
And if you're asking more, well, you're asking too much.
You should be grateful.
Yeah.
You got 20%.
Oh, that reminds me of so many, as a kid sitting at the dinner table, I don't like this. Well, you should be grateful.
When I was young, I hate dirt.
That's right. Or those kids in China, Africa, whatever.
Yeah, the drought in Africa was there really bad when I was young, and I was like, quit your whining.
They would love my tuna casserole.
Yeah, I'll starve.
Yeah.
So here's my story. This one's kind of fun. So I kind of wrote this from the perspective of newlyweds. Because, early on, when you have two different anxious attachment styles, you see there a lot of tumultuous stuff happening.
Yeah, there's that, the honeymoon stage is in full effect, but also the emotions are big.
Yes, because, boundaries are now, changing. And also kind of the, I used to have my stuff and my way, and now it's like, wait a second, we're bumping into each other here.
Yeah, it would be interesting seeing... with these different attachment styles, like what is the time to date to time to marry sort of stuff. Like,
that would be interesting.
What would be the spread on that, My assumption would be is that the anxious attachment, they're probably be shorter. That'd be my guess.
The 3-month mark.
Yeah.
You're the one.
That's right. It's been 3 months. Pop the question.
All right, so here we are. So the apartment still smelled faintly like new furniture and decisions made quickly but confidently. 3 months of marriage, which felt to Kiki like we're basically experts now, or at least confidently unqualified. And tonight might be one of those moments that proves it. Mikey was in the kitchen opening the fridge, fully committed to the idea that dinner could fix at least 40% of his day.
We've all had days like that.
Yes. Start with food, reassess life after, Mikey thought as he looked in the fridge. Also, maybe check in with Kiki, casually, not intensely, just casual concern. At that moment, Kiki walked in, dropping her bag by the door, not aggressively, just with a soft thud that said, I had a day, but I will not be elaborating unless handled correctly. Yeah, you've had that one, huh?
Yeah. I think we've all had those moments where you're like,
Yeah, proceed with caution. Warning alarm comes up real quick. Mikey glanced over, smiling at her, and says, Hey, how was your day? And Kiki paused. It was a good question, a normal question, a husband who loves you question. Kiki thought to herself. Answer casually, be normal. This is your moment. It was fine, she said. Nailed it, Kiki thought. Neutral, mysterious, emotionally regulated. An emotionally regulated teen. I need a tissue. My nose just started running in here. Is there one over there?
There's one over here.
I have like 15 boxes in here.
I was going to say, we have enough boxes.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a therapy office without tissues.
Yeah, the story's already getting to you.
Yeah, I know. It's making me cry. Welcome to my world. She says, nailed it to herself, right? Neutral, mysterious, emotionally regulated queen. Mikey nodded, closing the fridge, and thought to himself, okay. She said, fine. That could mean fine, or not fine, or I will tell you later, or please don't ask follow-up questions. He paused and thought to himself, I need to proceed carefully.
Yeah.
Mikey asked Kiki, so what'd you do?
Oh.
This question caused Kiki to feel a small internal shift. She thought to herself, okay, a follow-up. That's normal. This is still safe territory. Stay calm. Just work stuff, she replied.
Right? For a secure attachment, they'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on, right?
That anxious attachment, though, I bet it's firing up on all cylinders right now.
Oh, yeah, well, the avoidant would be like, don't ask me, don't say more, don't say more.
Well, they wouldn't even, it's fine. They would have thought, great.
Excellent, subject closed. Mikey noticed the vagueness and leaned against the counter. He thought to himself, work stuff is vague. Vague is fine. Vague is sometimes not fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay curious. Light, curious, do not interrogate. What kind of work stuff? He said pleasantly. Kiki just blinked and stared blankly at Mikey. There it is. Question 3, she thought to herself. Oh, so we're diving. We're doing a full debrief now. Should I have prepared notes? A slideshow? Doesn't he understand I just survived it and made it home? I closed that day already. I'm not reopening it. Outwardly, she smiled, though. A little tight. She responded to Mikey. You know, emails, meetings.
Right? That would have been a perfect time to implement some of the, I want, I need, I feel.
Yes, great time for communication to avoid this stuff, right?
Yep.
Mikey nodded gently, still gently engaged. Uh-oh, he thought. That sounded contained. Too contained. Did I push too fast? But if I stop now, will she think I don't care?
Right? He's leaning into it.
Because he's like, uh-oh, she's walking away, which activates his system. She's running away. And she's like, uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Like anything interesting happen, he asked. Kiki's brain lit up. Will he ever stop, she thought. Interesting? Define interesting. Am I interesting? Oh, no. She shook her head. Not really, she said to him. Short, safe, but still contained. Mikey studied her for half a second, not critically, just noticing. He thought to himself, that didn't feel real. Did I push too much? Should I back off? Backing off might feel like I don't care. Staying might feel like like pressure. Cool, no right answer.
Yeah, no, I'm stuck.
What do I do? That freezing moment, right?
Right. Well, that and that idea of just not being, or feeling like I need to care or need to show that I care, and that's
And it's that helpless feeling of, uh-oh, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, feeling, right? Kiki immediately felt it. Why is he looking at me like that? She thought to herself. He knows I'm being vague. He thinks I'm shutting him out. I'm not. I just can't go back into it right now. Her body shifted a half a step toward him. Go closer to him, Kiki, she thought. Be warm. He's trying to connect. She hesitated, though. But I don't want to talk about my day right now. Her hand hovered slightly, unsure, the awkward silence between them dragging on. Kiki reminded herself, he wants connection. You want connection, too. Just a different version of it.
Mm-hmm.
She softened her voice instead. What about your day?
Oh no.
A pivot.
The pivot.
And offering a strategic emotional reroute, she thought. We're good.
And you know Mikey's going to pick up on that.
Oh,
immediately.
absolutely. Yep, Mikey noticed. She redirected, he thought. Okay, she doesn't want to talk about her day. Respect that. He paused. But also, something's off. And now I kind of need to understand why.
Mm-hmm.
It was good, he said. Busy but good. He paused, then leaned in again. Because, of course he did. But what made yours feel just fine? Yeah, here comes the deep emotional connection that they're looking for, right?
Right.
That disclosure.
They're both diving in head first without checking to see how deep the water is.
Yeah, she's trying to put out, and she's trying to hint drop and just say, hey, look, I'll tell you about my day after dinner. Well, let me go to the bathroom at least, right?
Well, and I think what's interesting is in the story, she even thought to herself, well, I want to talk. I could talk about it later, but I don't want to talk about it right now. Mm-hmm. It's like, why not just say that?
Just say that.
Yeah.
It would help him and you.
Yeah.
But again, saying that, it feels like she's saying, he's like, if I don't say something, I'm going to, she's going to think I don't care.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, if I tell him that, maybe I might offend him. Right?
Yeah.
Kiki froze. He came back to my day, she thought. Of course he came back. He cares. Why does caring feel like pressure right now? I said it was fine, she replied to him with a little more tension.
See, there's that 95-90 split right there. Right?
Yeah. The silence and tension were thick between them. Well, that was a sharp reply, she thought. Why did I say it like that? What if he is now upset and hurt by my reply? That reply had tone and energy. Mikey just stared back, noticing her tone and body language. Okay, Mikey thought. That landed wrong. She's pulling back. Yeah, I caused that. Fix it. But don't overwhelm her more. Be calm. Be safe. Be less. And whatever you do, don't show too much emotion. Hey, he said softly. Did I come on in a little strong? Kiki turned. No. She paused and thought to herself. Don't say more. Just leave it at that. And then she replied, a little. Oh, great, she thought. Now I can't keep my mouth shut. You're going to push him away. Mikey nodded. Okay, he said, but he thought to himself, not great, but not catastrophic. We're still in recovery range. Kiki crossed her arms slightly. It just felt like a lot at once. I get that, Mikey said quickly. You responded too quickly, he thought.
Yeah.
You need to proceed with caution. Your next words must be perfect.
Now they're both trying to avoid conflict.
I know. No, they're like,
stepping right into it.
Yeah, you must say it right and don't make it about you. Her anxiety was about to burst. He didn't want to lose her. He uttered a quick silent plea to God. Please let me be doing this right. I don't want to screw this one up. Mustering his courage, he replied to Kiki, I just want to understand. I want to be there for you. Kiki, noticing something in his response that softened her heart and brought something else with it. She thought, he's trying to help, but why does that make me feel worse? Why am I feeling guilty for not wanting to talk about my day? Is it okay for me not to want to talk about my day? She noticed that guilt was giving way to annoyance and irritation. You don't have to fix it, she said. I'm not trying to fix it, he said. He paused. Okay, maybe a little.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So they're talking.
They're talking. They're at least engaged, right? Mm-hmm. A small smile flickered. Then it disappeared quickly, replaced with an undeniable look of irritation. Oh, crap, Mikey thought when he noticed the sudden change in her body language. I thought we were heading towards resolving this issue. Kiki turned slightly toward the hallway, paused, frowned. Wait, she thought. Her eyes narrowed. Did you use the bathroom earlier? She asked Mikey. Mikey froze. Oh crap, he thought to himself. I did it again. How do I keep doing this? Yeah, he replied.
Oh boy.
Kiki stared at him. Oh no. Oh no, not again, she thought. You left the toilet seat up, she said to Mikey. Her tone was soft but controlled. But there was an unmistakable edge there that caused Mikey's stomach to drop.
Now we're entering big conflict area, right?
Yeah, the toilet seat. That's always the toilet seat. Oh, yeah, I did, he replied in a tone that he hoped carried his genuine remorse. Oh, wait, I skipped. Just admit it and apologize, Mikey thought. Let's not make this into something big. Oh, yeah, I did, he replied in a tone that he hoped carried his genuine remorse. For like the third time this week, she remarked in that same edgy tone.
Oh, boy.
Mikey winced slightly. I don't get it. It's just a toilet seat, he thought. Is this because I asked about her day? Wait, you can't ask that because, that will upset her. Just be contrite. Maybe she will soften. Is it? I'm sorry, he said to her. It feels like you just don't care about my needs, she said, her words picking up speed now. You have no idea what it's like to have to go to the bathroom so bad, and you're not even thinking that if you don't notice, she gestured sharply, I could just sit down and fall into the toilet. Do you understand how upsetting that would be? Do you even care about me?
Oh.
Mikey blinked, confused, really worried now.
Uh-huh.
He's I'm so confused. We were just about to get to a good spot, and now this. This is so much bigger than a toilet seat. Oh man, what do I do? Of course I care about her. I don't want her to leave. How do I fix this quickly? He thought. I do care about you, he said quickly. I really do. It's an honest mistake, but you're right. I need to pay more attention. That landed. Kiki softened, just slightly. It feels like I'm the only one paying attention to things sometimes. Mikey nodded. Great job, Mikey, he thought. She's winding down. Wait. What does she mean she's the only one paying attention to things sometimes?
Oh, boy. They can't get off that off-ramp.
No, the energy's awesome, isn't it?
Oh, man.
You've seen stuff like this, right? It is so relatable. Don't bring that up now, because that may cause her to get angrier. You don't want her to get so upset that she doesn't want to talk to you all night.
But also, this is eating at me.
But this is now eating at me. It's like trying to stuff it down. Get back in that little box, right?
Yep.
He took a deep breath and slowly let it out. Kiki noticed the long, slow breath and thought, oh crap, is my reaction too much? Have I pushed him away? Will this lead to a divorce after only 3 months?
Isn't that funny that it's like, at first was the reaction too much? Probably. But then it's like, because it was too much, all of a sudden, worst case scenario.
Well, it's amazing how they pay so close attention to body language that they're like, that triggers them more and kicks them out of the old emotion into a whole new one, which is the fear of abandonment. Don't let them leave me, right?
Right.
Kiki's worries expressed themselves on her face. Mikey, who is an expert at reading her now, noticed the shift. He took another long, slow breath to give himself time to think. He thought, is she sad? What's going on? What did she say was the problem? The toilet seat? No. She said that she feels like everything rests on her shoulders. I wonder if she feels alone in this. If so, I hate that she feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to feel alone, he said to her. I want to be better at the small things too. Kiki looked at him and noticed the tenderness in his voice and the tension leave his body. He means that, she thought. He actually means that.
Yep.
Her shoulders dropped a little. I just don't want to feel like I'm already messing this up, she said quietly.
And you bet that Mikey noticed that drop in the shoulders immediately.
Oh, absolutely. Mikey stepped closer, seeking some form of physical connection. You're not, he said as he wrapped her in a hug. Kiki melted. She noticed the shift in his body. He was not angry. He was calm and collected. He seemed very sincere. I think I believe him, she thought. Okay, she whispered back. They embraced for a few moments. The air softened, pulling back, looking in her eyes. Mikey smiled slightly. So next time, one question about your day when you get home? Kiki narrowed her eyes. How about no questions until I've been home for an hour and had time to detox from the day? I don't mind talking about my day. I just don't want to relive it when I first walk in the door. Deal, Mikey said. And you'll put the toilet seat down, she asked. Deal. They both paused. Then Kiki added, consistently. Mikey nodded, consistently. Later that night, Mikey stood in the kitchen staring into the fridge. He thought to himself, again, they ruminate. The problem might be done, but they are still pondering this all night, probably for the next week.
Easily the next week.
He thought to himself, Okay, that was not about the toilet seat, but also, I really need to get better at putting that toilet seat down. He grabbed a snack. One problem at a time, he thought. From down the hall, Kiki called, "Are you eating again?" "Processing," he said. Kiki appeared in the doorway. "He processes with snacks?" she thought. "I need to note that for the next time he's hangry." She stepped closer, this time all the way. Later, Kiki walked into the bathroom, looked down. The toilet seat was down. She paused. He remembered, she thought. She stared at it for a second in disbelief. He must really love me because he is making efforts to change. From the kitchen, Mikey called out, "Did I do it right?" Kiki smiled slightly. "You did it right." She paused. "This time."
It's so interesting that it's just funny that in the story, right? And I mean, we see this all the time with our clients with this particular attachment type, is they got to a conclusion of being able to say, what they were needing to say about the situation. But it's like there almost needs to be conflict and an emotional release before we can reach that.
But you're right, and if they don't hit that emotional release early enough, and there's still a little bit of energy there, they will find something else wrong.
Oh boy.
Right? The toilet seat up, the dishes in the sink, the shoes not put in the little cubby hole thing,
and every one of those little things just reemphasizes that point, you don't care, or you don't take this seriously, or whatever it might be, right?
And it's because their brain is moving so fast, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I intentionally built in Mikey's breath here. Because people who are anxious tend to really have a very good sense of the world around them. They can connect with the world around them. But they're also the most likely to be wrong about it.
Right.
Unless they take half a second to breathe. And to be like, oh, okay, wait a second. Let's pull on all the data I know.
Right.
And they take that just few second pause, then they become very accurate, far more accurate than all the rest of predicting, nope, that's not a problem. Yes, that one's a problem, right?
Right.
But their system reacts so quickly to the shifts, to the tone, to the body language, to a sigh.
Well, and it's also interesting that you mentioned within there as well, right? That idea at the end, he did the right thing, but she's still thinking in her mind almost like, he did it right this time. We need to be on the lookout in case again, right?
And it's because it's that idea of safety. For her, she's like, I don't know. We're guys, right? We could go find a tree. But to women, it is really important that they have that seat.
Yes.
As a guy, you just got to be you're whatever, right?
Right.
But for her, over time, if he misses it once in a while, it would be less and less reactive. If all this other communication is going well, right? Yes. And that's why I originally I built in the idea also of, hey, look, let's find a way to resolve these issues next time so that they're not a problem. And when they get to that resolution stage, anxious people are great at problem solving.
Oh yeah.
Because she says, no, I'm feeling okay right now. You're giving me a hug. Just don't ask me about my day. Give me an hour, right? Tell me about your day. Let's make dinner together. Let's watch a show. Let's do something. Because that's what her system is. And, similar, they're not exactly equal, but like introverts, this is actually a very important part of it. Now, the introversion and extroversion have absolutely nothing to do with attachment, as far as I'm aware.
I don't
aware of anything?
No, I don't think there was anything necessarily written or mentioned about any of that.
I've not mentioned it and seen it, but
yeah.
Introverts are people who, when they go out into the world and they work hard, and they are great people, and they're hard workers, and ironically, they're the best type of salesman you want.
Yes.
But emotional contact with people is draining. And so when they come home, their battery's drained. And that's really what she's talking here. It's not that there's, she doesn't want social contact with him. It's the fact her battery's drained.
Yep.
She just needs to let it go. And those are kind of the things that can kind of interfere with the attachment to activate it. Instead of just asking, and again, going back to that idea that, it's all about them and, 95% about them versus 5% about us in a relationship with anxious people, anxious attachment style. That 5%, if we could get that up to 50% and they could realize, wait, my needs do matter. And if my needs feel like they're okay, then these little conflicts start to disappear quickly.
Right.
Because they realize it is okay for me to ask to have my needs met.
Well, and it's almost like they feel at times to be able to make that happen, they really have to assert themselves or engage in some sort of conflict to make that happen, right? And I do find that a lot of the times when we work with our clients who have these particular attachment styles, that's one of the things that we work with them. They're like, I just want to be heard. And it's like, yeah, you can be without a fight, or without a conflict occurring. You can do that. And they almost look at you like, can I? I didn't know that was an option.
and it's because we're trying to push them closer to that 50-50 ideal. Right? Of saying, if you realize that you're 50% of this relationship, then your needs matter too. And when they can start to understand and feel that, boy, that's where it blossoms. Because then they can communicate more effectively, because now they're not hoping that it's a hint drop.
Right.
Like for her, it's like, why does he keep bringing this up? I keep hint dropping,
working through the hint dropping with them, like just, I want, I need, I feel.
Yes.
Right? Like, because that's exactly what Kiki did with Mikey there at the end of their, after they hugged, and it was just very much a want, I need, I feel sort of a thing. And it was like, oh, the point very much got across instead of hint dropping and nothing happened.
And what's beautiful about that is that now Mikey going forward can say, I know how to respond in this.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to get into that helpless cycle, which is going to be like...
And you bet he's going to remember it.
Oh, yeah. And ponder it. But we hope this has been helpful to everybody.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Mikey, Kiki will come back.
Yes.
We're going to continue kind of this format, this style, and bringing in the idea of these concepts. Because it's easier to talk about these in the form of story than I'm not having to worry about, any client's issues, because that's sacred to us, right? We don't want to bring in our client's stuff.
No. But if you've liked this, we hope that you continue to watch, check out our playlist. Also, look to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. But
subscribe, right?
Subscribe, yeah. And we'll see you guys next time.
Take care.